and welcome back to my channel. And yes, as from the title, this is a kitchen update. It's going to be changing the way the kitchen looks at the moment. Yes, as you can see, it's very bland looking with the white walls. Have my dresser, big dresser on the wall here, and two different colour tones on the wall. This one's like a sage green colour, and also there is the white. So what I want to do is I want to paint the wall a grey colour, and just give it a complete different look, really. I think that's what, when you want your kitchen to look different but you can't make big changes, just painting a wall makes a big difference. So I'm going to be using Dove Grey in this silk emulsion paint. I've had this paint a while in storage, so I've decided, as I've got it, and grey is the kind of look that I was going for, I'm going to be using this paint. So I'm just literally going to go over both the walls, even the coloured wall, the sage green, and just give it enough coats until it's the solid desired look that I want. Always before, when you open the can of paint, always make sure you give it a stir. I use an old wooden spoon, and make sure that paint is thoroughly stirred. So I will be stirring it a lot just to make sure it's all in there. As you can see, the paint, it looks a lot lighter than in the that it showed from the outside, and I'm sure when it goes on the wall it will look a little darker than it looks right now. So don't expect it to look like this, although this looks like white. So I've taken everything off the walls, and you can see that it's starting to take shape now. So in preparation, when you are painting, you have to take everything off. I'm obviously not going to take my dresser off, because it's too big, and it was a lot of work to get it up and hold. So the kind of things I'll be using is I will be having some rollers. I also have some masking tape, as you can see there, for those tricky areas. I've got some thin paint brushes just for the corners, and obviously I've got a white sheet that I'll be putting down on the floor because paint does spray everywhere. So I'm going to just be starting by lightly, never go heavy. Don't worry about how many coats you need or how it looks across, and just keep coating it until you get that solid colour that you desire. So I'm just going to keep painting here with my roller, and then go over the edges with the small paintbrush. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Near the edges, I'm going to do those later with a paintbrush. But for now, we're just going to go and fill in all the middle areas. That's how I like to paint. Everybody's got their own method. This is how I like to do it. See, on those tricky areas like round the light switches and hooks, I have put the blue masking tape around those tricky areas. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. I've just left the edges out, which I will do later on with a paintbrush. So yeah, it's starting to work. Obviously, don't be surprised that it looks all patchy and everything. The paint's not looking like it's taking shape, but all will change once we've got a couple of layers of coats on that. As you can see here, I'm starting to paint the wall that was the darker wall, which was the light sage green wall, and a couple of coats on here. And obviously you can see it actually is taking more colour on the darker wall than it is on the lighter wall, so that's great. So maybe I won't need as many coats on the darker wall. So yeah, it's coming on really nice on this darker wall here. I'm really pleased with that. So to do the edges, I'm just going to use my Harris paintbrush and put a little paint in a container, and then I just do the edges. As you can see, those parts. Let's focus in more. So there you go. So those are the tricky parts that you can't do with a roller. As you can see, just the edges there. So it obviously doesn't look good now because it's not solid. This is probably more of a solid wall only because it was a darker wall. And this needs obviously a lot more coats just to make it nice and solid. But it's, you know, you can see it developing now more. So as I am doing the kitchen and a little bit of work there, I've decided to do my little windowsill area. There's paint that has been coming off now for years, and you can see that underneath the white is black, and that's what I've been painting over. So I've decided to buy some tile paints because these are actually tiles that are here by the windowsill. And it's a one coat, which is lovely, high in gloss, and I'm just going to give it a recoat because as I'm doing my kitchen, it's always nice to even touch up on all the areas. So yes, so I'm going to be doing the windowsill again with my paintbrush and just lightly going over all of the tiles. Have to be careful with this kind of high gloss, making sure the room is well ventilated, opening your windows because of the fumes, and also allowing, and you know, the drying time here is obviously a lot longer when we're dealing with glossy paint, so allowing the area to stay dry for a longer period of time. So I have completed the windowsill area, and as you can see, it's beautiful, lovely, clean and white. So yeah, I'm just going to allow that to dry, and really pleased that I did this as well. So really happy with the look. Okay, and back now to the kitchen wall. As you can see, we are a couple of coats later and it's starting to get darker and the wall is starting to look more solid, and like I said, a lot of patience when painting. So the final coat has gone on, and this is how it looks at the moment. So I do hope that you enjoyed that video. If you think it was a great video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, then a very big welcome. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification so you don't miss any more videos. And yes, I hope that you learnt some tips there, and I do hope that you enjoyed the finishing look.